welcome to another episode of The Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. First of all, I got to say thank you. So many of you not only hung with The Adrienne Ross Show in the 2024 season, but even in the off season. We've been keeping it live. We've been keeping it fresh. We've been bringing you things that I know you would want to see. We have been waiting for this moment, but we didn't just sit. I got kind of tongue tied on the didn't. Let me say it again. We didn't just sit and wait for this time to come. We've been rocking and rolling, and you have been rocking and rolling with me. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are new, you've come at just the right time, because those who've been rocking and rolling all along, we're rocking and rolling right into this 2025 season. And I'm glad you're here with me. We are going to have a blast. I told you guys, if you missed my video a couple days ago about the survival guide for Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans, how to survive 2025, how to thrive in 2025, you need to go back and see it, because number 1 and number 10 are both the same. The survival guide, page 1, page 10, and it has to do with having fun. We are going to have a good time. And on that note, let's talk about the interviews, the press conferences, really, that Indiana Fever has put out just today for us to see. There have been a few of them. I watched in its entirety the Stephanie White one. I watched entirely Caitlin Clark. I watched entirely DeWanna Bonner. I can't cover all of them. I'm going to talk right now in this video about Caitlin Clark's press conference, and I'm going to show you just a little bit of it, but I encourage you to go watch the whole thing. Like I said, I can't speak for all of them because I haven't gotten to all of them, but I got to tell you this. I could listen to Stephanie White talk when her answers are not just throwing stuff out there. She is, I've said this before, she's very reflective in what she says. She's intentional in everything she says, and I just love listening to her. I love listening to DeWanna Bonner. The wisdom she has, just there's something about her. Like, she just is an old soul, maybe. She is not, I'm sure, opposed to hearing from other people, but she certainly brings a certain something, and I enjoy listening to her and seeing the wheels turn in her mind, as she too is intentional in what she's saying. Now, the Caitlin Clark interview today, I really enjoyed it. I think it was one of her best. We've all talked about how good Caitlin Clark is with the media, but some responses she gives I like better than others. I felt in this one, this 10-minute one, and I'm only going to show you a little bit, so go watch it. But this 10-minute one was just, it was deeper to me. It was meatier to me. It's worth the watch. It wasn't like Caitlin is just different this year. Let me put it like that. And I said that several times after the season, maybe even at the end of 2024 season, but certainly throughout the off season. I said, I believe there's going to be a certain swagger, not that cockiness that you don't like, but the swagger, frankly, that every star has. And then when you surround them with other players who are talented, who are hardworking, and who want to win, it has a way of building your confidence even more. So I think Caitlin just comes off different this year already. And I saw it in this press conference. But I want to point out an answer to a question during this press conference. If you know me, you know I cannot stand those comments that are like nothing, just fluff, and nobody wants to say what the real goal is, and they kind of hem and haw, like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we sort of kind of think we might be able to win, and it'll be nice, but I'm like, next. Okay, same thing with politicians. Somebody, so we've been hearing on the street that you are running for governor. Well, actually, I'm just totally entrenched into my constituents here locally. And, we'll see what happens down the road, but that's not really on my mind at all. Meanwhile, you've launched an exploratory committee. You've got people giving you money. Can we get somebody to just say, you know what, I see some needs in this state, and I am committed to make the sacrifice to fix those things. So yes, I am seriously considering throwing my hat in the ring. Or even the person who says, absolutely, you should expect me to launch a campaign. I don't have time for all that other stuff. And when you ask athletes whose job should be to want to win, if they have talked about winning, I want to hear a real answer. And we get that from Caitlin today. And I'm going to show it to you because she ain't playing. I did a video last night that says Stephanie White ain't playing. Caitlin Clark's not playing either. So we're going to head on over to the Indiana Fever's YouTube page.
You can tell everybody's just been very selfless and excited to be here and excited to put things together to make us a really successful team.
Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin has a basketball.
In case you did not hear his question, it was, have you guys been explicit about wanting to win a championship? And she's like, yeah. And it looks like she's like kind of like thinking of what else to say, but there really isn't anything else to say. Yes, we have been. And then, okay, so what does success look like? A championship. And as serious as you could possibly be, a championship. I ain't got nothing else to say. That's what success looks like. Let's run that back.
So much fun, and you can tell everybody's just been very selfless and excited to be here and excited to put things together to make us a really successful team.
Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
a championship. Mm-hmm.
Caitlin, as a basketball fan, what do you make of that?
Woo, child. A championship. Mm-hmm. That's not arrogance. That's not being overly confident. That's stating what should be the obvious goal. Okay? And that is, yeah, of course we've talked about winning a championship. Yep. And so what does success look like? A championship. Mm-hmm. I love it. This team obviously knows, and I've heard other players say, I think Kelsey Mitchell said yesterday that people can tell that this is a special team. I mean, it's obvious that it's a special team. And so we didn't go and get a new coach, a new GM, a new president. We didn't get new pieces in the offseason. We didn't bring in veterans and people with championships. We didn't surround the floor general, Caitlin Clark, with all these pieces, the big three with all these pieces, the five who are returning with all these pieces, and we didn't ask them to come in. Not that you had to beg and drag them to come in. Come on, this is the Fever. They wanted to come in. But we didn't assemble this so that we could go out and skip in the daisies. Yeah, a championship. She didn't even let him finish the question. The second one he said, so what does success look? She didn't let him finish. A championship. Not that politic talk. The real deal, yo. Let's go. That's why we're here. There's a difference in this Caitlin Clark. Remember last year? Last year, the team had a goal also. The coach Christy Sides, had a goal. And it was a lofty goal. I mean, it was because they had not been successful. So her goal was, we want to make the playoffs. We haven't made the playoffs in years, since 2016, I believe. They won a championship in 2012. They haven't made the playoffs since 2016. What's the goal? The goal is to make the playoffs. If you ask Caitlin about it, Caitlin said, the goal is to make the playoffs. Then when they had that ridiculous start with the ridiculous schedule, I remember Christy Side saying that the goal has been to win, to make it to the playoffs. And right now we just want to get better every game. But yeah, if you would have asked Caitlin, as people did, the goal was to make the playoffs. And guess what? They met the goal. They met the goal. She just told you what the goal is this year. They realize, and even in Stephanie, if you watch Stephanie's press conference today, she said people expect us to go out there in May and win a championship. It doesn't work that way. But she did say, nonetheless, that's obviously what we're working for, right? So Last year's goal, the goal was met. This year's goal is a championship. Will that be met too? I'm here for it. How about you? So, Mr. Media, I guess you didn't know. Now you know. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.